You like knowing about scams? A massive Ponzi scheme is falling apart in Florida. It's called Goliath Ventures, Inc. My name is Danny DeHeck. I'm an investigative journalist. I've been featured in the New York Times, Bloomberg, The Guardian, and a lot of other news outlets. Today, we're going to be talking about Goliath Ventures. They told people that they were a private equity firm. They promised risk-free investments or riches. They assured 4% returns every month. But the truth is, it's a massive Ponzi scheme. And here's the shocker. Even if you made money, you may have to give it back. The government calls it clawbacks. If you pushed others into a vest, you could be looking at doing jail time. I've had intel that Chris gave sweetheart deals to his romantic partners, juicing their returns. So stay with me. I'm going to read my new blog and show you what it really means for investors, recruiters, and anyone that is tied to Goliath Ventures. Sorry, I'm not the best at reading, but that is what I really wanted to make sure we got across, because that is really important. Now, if you're not familiar with who I am and where I am, you can go to deheck.com. You will find my website. My website currently has about 7 or 8 blogs all about Goliath Ventures, Inc. And we break down every single part of this company. I got out of bed early this morning and my goal was to get in and do a blog. It is now nearly 3 o'clock in the afternoon because I had so much information, so much intel coming in, and we've put it into a database, and this company is going down. And I'm so proud of my Avengers who have helped us put all this information together. So let's get straight into it. This is my website here, Danny DeHeck. The Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger was the nickname the New York Times gave me when they published a 2-page spread in the printed edition about my quest to name and shame anyone running or promoting a Ponzi scheme or a scam. And we certainly have a scam or a fraudulent company here, and we've absolutely torn it to shreds using open source intelligence. This is what's going to happen. So imagine you are innocent, and a lot of investors are. So my mission is to help investors get their money back. And this blog is to show you why you need to reach out to us and help us. We've already received people who have invested millions of dollars who have reached out to us, who have also taken their money back before it collapsed. If you've taken a profit, then that money will probably, if not definitely, get clawed back. And that's what this blog is about. You may not be aware. Just because you've made money doesn't mean it's safe. So here's a tug of war with someone who invested, and that's their Ponzi profits. And there's 2 federal guys that look pretty much the same, but they're from Secret Service, I believe. Let's see who we've got. I just need to bring this up. I'm not doing very good today. That's me. Let's see if I can make that bigger. That's better. Right, I think we're about there. And here we go. So we about there. So we're trying to do a blog every day and keep you updated what's happening, because I know Florida is where most of this investment has happened, and it's a very tight community. And we are really working for the investors. I can't stress that enough. So if you've invested, we're here to help. We're not here to destroy anyone that may have even referred it to a friend. But if you're actively going out there and referring it to people, and talking about people, we've got this photo here. And Jason Newton, we've finally figured out who you are. Now, Jason is normally actually in my chat room taunting with me. It is alleged that he has brought in $100 million for this company. And that is why, and this image that you're looking at here is actually 3 years old. So they've plotted this for a while, and these are all people. So a lot of people who have contacted us have dealt through Alex. All the investors, every single investor that we've been in touch with is asking for their money to be withdrawn. So these are the people plotting it. And these are the people that could do jail time. And let me explain why we've got here, because this is a very informative short blog, and hopefully we can help you do the right thing.
How investors with a profit will be forced to return their profits from this massive Ponzi scheme. Anyone who recruited investors will face prison time.
Yeah, so recruitment is the people that we go after. Also, I've reached out to, I won't even say, but it's tens, 30, 40 people who are involved in this company. And I've given them the opportunity to give us a statement, reply to us, and they've ghosted us. Not everyone has, but the ones that have, these are the people that we will be coming after. These are the ones we're focusing our attention on. So let's get into it.
Note for insiders: I am currently working with U.S. Secret Service, Homeland Security investigations, and other U.S. law enforcement.
Yeah, we are. And it's an active investigation. I can't stress that enough. I'm just going to bring up a database here. And we're not going to show you the database anymore because the database is absolutely breathtaking. But what I do want to show you is this window here, just before we get started. This is the database that I've been building for 5 years. And in this database, these are all people who I've seen actively promoting one Ponzi scheme after another. And we've got a persons of interest folder here under the American area, and there's 48 people in here. So currently we are researching 48 people. Some of those people are just persons of interest, and they have helped us with intelligence. So I'm not putting the names on here because I don't want to incriminate people that have been shown on the screen, because we're getting a few emails saying to people, I was just an investor, and then we're asking them for their experience, and they are sharing that with us. So that's really good, and that's going to help us. And definitely I'm passing that on to the people I'm dealing with in Homeland Security. Right, let's have a listen. I think we've done this paragraph.
Note for insiders: I am currently working with U.S. Secret Service, Homeland Security investigations, and other U.S. law enforcement.
Yes, we are. So let's get straight into it and let's see what we can do about this.
If you want to come clean and make a deal, hire a lawyer, connect with me, and I'll connect you to the special agents working on this. If you cooperate, you could get a good deal, or go to jail for Chris Lord Delgado. If you referred or recruited someone into this Ponzi scheme, you are an accomplice.
Look, I'm like a lethal weapon when it comes to coming after these people. I can't even tell you what I'm thinking at the moment because it's pretty, but we have screwed down on everyone, and we have gone through every social media profile that you can think of, and we know who you are. If you reach out to me on my website, they've been trying to take my website down. So on the Contact Us page, you can do a few things here. You can go to my Contact Us page and click Contact and send us anonymous information. They tried to take our website down for the last 2 days. We're now bulletproof again. Well, I hope we are. We're only human. But you can make an appointment with me. You can even enter the meeting that we're in right now if you're really brave, but I wouldn't recommend it. And also, you can basically contact us via the Contact Us form. So let's just have a quick look at that while we're there at the moment. And in here, we're just asking for people's names, email addresses, and usernames. Now, you can use anonymous@gmail.com if you need to. We do require a name and we do require an email, but it doesn't have to be a real email. In here, put the name of the Ponzi scheme or scam, the name of the sponsor, the person that introduced you to it. Also, the date that you invested, the amount that you invested. Please, in the comments, tell us how much dividends you've actually made, because we'll find out. Because we'll be able to look at somebody who put $100,000 in and know how many months they've been in. So I was speaking to one investor today, and they were requesting their $100,000 back. And I suggested that because they've received 4 months worth of dividends, not to get the whole $100,000 out, but close down their contract and only get the money back that you've put in. Because you cannot take the profits because they'll get clawed back. So that's my advice. Otherwise, you are actually doing the Ponzi scheme thing and doing a tug of war with the government who will claw it back. And if you are an innocent investor, here's your opportunity to do the right thing, and let's get your money back. So let's go back to this, and I'll stick on the blog because the blog's very informative. It says, let's go.
For at least 2 years, Goliath Ventures Incorporated dazzled Central Florida with its crypto-fueled glamour. Founder Christopher Delgado threw gaudy Orlando parties, posed with his party bro entourage, and bragged about guaranteed returns. 1 week it was a private equity company, the next week it was joint venture private funds, whatever the label. the pitch was always the same: risk-free riches.
Yeah, so he's starting to change the terminology, and we've noticed that some of his posts that he's done on LinkedIn, where I'm very rampant, do reach out to me on LinkedIn and message me on LinkedIn. It's my preferred platform, to be honest. But he had a party last night. We know from people that it was a big party. We also know that Chris's birthday is on the 18th, and he's off to Germany. We also know that he's, we know all sorts of intel about his activities, and we thank everyone for letting us know that information. But as it said here quite clearly, they did say they were a joint venture. They did start off saying to everybody they were a private equity company. We've got videos, we've got evidence proving that that's what they were calling themselves. And recently they've realized that they've probably overstepped the boundaries of the law. I'm assuming, just my opinion, joint venture private fund company now. So why would you change that? And why would you close down a company in the state of Florida and then open it up the next day in Wyoming? That's what they've done. All right, so let's have a listen to this.
But behind the Rolex and the ill-fitting suit, the scaffolding is collapsing. A much darker truth is emerging. Goliath Ventures appears to be a $150+ million Ponzi scheme.
So we've had rumours that one person alone has brought in $100 million. We've also had rumours that another person has brought in $40 million worth of investments for Christopher. So we could go to town, and that could be a very reservative estimate. But it doesn't matter, does it, how much it is? It's how many people's lives this has affected is what we're doing this for. And remember, we're working for the investor. If you've invested in this company, let us know. Let us help you secure your money. Don't sit on your hands waiting to see what happened. You will lose all your money. If you tell us all the transactions, we're going through the banks, everything you can think of. We even know the lawyer that's trying to save. We know their lawyers, and we know what you're doing, Eric.
And here's the kicker. When Ponzi schemes collapse, it isn't just the founders who face consequences. The government claws back the money, even from investors who thought they got out in time. Look up what happened to Ed Morse, Ted Morse, and Jeffrey Pickauer. These are folks who invested in Ponzi schemes and made massive profits. But then the Ponzi schemes collapsed, and their estates were forced to pay back all the fake profits back to the bankruptcy trustee.
Yeah, so look up that. Do a search for Ed Morse. Is it Morse? 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 And you might be surprised what actually happened to them. There's an example of what happens to people who think they can take Ponzi profits. And that's what this article is all about. So I have one message for you people. Listen to
this. For the
this.
people who have taken kickbacks, I have one message for you. You were selling and registered securities. You were acting as agents selling and registered securities. You understand that this is illegal and that you were breaking the law by doing this.
So currently, I think we've got 48 people, I think I said. Do we have 48 people of interest? We have 48 people of interest that we know are in the inner circles. And, you've got to do the right thing here. And it's not too late. We've had people sort of laugh at us and go, good luck. Yeah, well, we know who you are. It's crazy. So let's have Clawbacks. Why? Let's have a listen to this.
Clawbacks. Why all profits are imaginary in a Ponzi. US law allows court-appointed bankruptcy trustees to pursue what are called fraudulent transfers.
Yeah. So they're going to take the money. If you've spent the money on luxury cars and the like, and they've devalued, depreciated, and all this sort of stuff, and you will have that all clawed back, and you'll be borrowing the money to pay back the money you made.
In plain English, if you withdrew more money than you put in, you're considered a net winner. And if you're a net winner, the government can claw back your so-called profits to repay the victims who lost everything. In the case of Goliath Ventures and Chris Delgado, a lot of money has been transferred not just in the form of profits, but in the form of kickbacks and other fraudulent conveyance deals.
Yeah, and we've got a great example of that. If you go to my LinkedIn profile, you'll see this blog, and you'll see a post right next to the blog that I just published. And you'll see the type of people that have received lots of kickbacks, joyrides and airplanes, and the like, and all expenses paid, this and that, just so they can get inside their inner circles. This is all it's all about. I mean, this is why Christopher Diego is actually giving to all these charities. He's trying to get inside those circles of people so they will invest. He knows how it works. He's actually very talented when it comes to scamming people. And he's a scammer. And I'm going to make sure I don't stop until he's behind bars. Happy birthday. Hey.
It doesn't matter if you believed Goliath was legitimate, paid taxes on your returns, or already spent the money on a new house, car, or trip to Mykonos. Ignorance is not a defense. This is how the Madoff trustee clawed back over $14 billion from investors who thought they were safe.
Yeah, so there you go. $14 billion, and that was from Madoff. I always they call him he made off a whole lot of money, but there you go. They did claw back $14 billion. So that's good for the people. So that if you are, I know this is destroying a lot of relationships and families. I know that. And we want to help you, but we can't help you unless you come forward and tell us what you invested, how much dividends you took out, and all the transactions, the documents. We've got lots of documents coming through, but we want everybody. Otherwise, you're just going to walk away from your money, and Christopher's going to go to prison for 5+ years, what you do for this financial stuff, come out and still have your money. But if you help us, we can find where the money is and where they're moving the money. And, you know, they're moving the money. You can't walk into a bank with $1 million and put it in the bank. It doesn't work like that. You have to prove where that money's come from. So how do you think they get that money into the banks? We know. I'm not going to say it, but you can read between the lines.
Why Goliath investors should be alarmed. Evidence shows Goliath Ventures and its feed of funds like Wealth MD may have raised hundreds of millions from 1,500 plus investors, paying out over $100 million in dividends in 2024 alone.
Now, we use these figures not because I've got 1,500 names of 1,500 investors. I'd like that list if you wouldn't mind, Chris. However, what we are saying, these are the numbers that they have been thrown around. So they've given out $100 million worth of dividends in 2024 alone. So, you know, so they say. Remember, there's no books, there's no proof of any form of income other than new investor money paying old investor money. That's why they call it a Ponzi scheme. So all the three things he says that he's doing to generate all this income is just bullshit. Absolutely bullshit. And it makes me so angry. I've had people fuming with me, telling me this is so bad. And I go, I know.
But those dividends weren't profits. They were later investors' money recycled as fake returns, textbook Ponzi mechanics. Nobody was out there doing real liquidity pool trading or making any real money. It was all just new investor money paying off old investors.
And that's the thing. This is what I do for a living. I've currently got 200 Ponzi schemes in my database. And every day I sit there and I go through so much evidence, so many screenshots, so many people. When this popped up, this one really interested me because it wasn't in the same circles. But this one here is in plain daylight robbery. This is daylight robbery. It's just absolutely incredible that this guy thinks he can do this. And nobody wants to put their name on it. I put my name on it. Everyone wants to be anonymous. But people, he's stealing your money. He's flaunting it. He's meant to have spent $1 million on his girlfriend in the last 12 months. What girlfriend needs? I'd get a new girlfriend. She's going to cost me $1 million. But that money's not his. You know, 3 houses that we've tracked have been purchased. He's currently going through a divorce. The amount of people I speak to who tell me they didn't know that. It's ridiculous. 2 years he's been going through divorce proceedings. And we've got the paperwork. My second blog in, it talks about the divorce, and we give you access to all the divorce files.
Red flags that scream clawback risk. Guaranteed 3-10% monthly returns. Claims of being insured and bonded. Spoiler, they weren't. This was entirely deceptive. It's like insuring a small shack for rain damage and claiming the policy also covered against crypto theft in the building next door.
You know, and it's just, you know, like saying it's 100%, it's insured. What provider would give you 100% insurance that your investment, high risk investment, is insured? Really? And if that is an extraordinary claim, then why does he not tell you the name of the insurer? Because it doesn't exist. And this is what you need to wake up. And I know people are waking up. You need to work with us. I'm on your side. I'm not on Chris's side. I'm going after him, and I won't stop. And while he's flying to Germany to celebrate his birthday at the beer fest, he's using your money. Millions of dollars has gone into his jets and what he's done. We had some great intel today, and we know how many millions of dollars have gone into the jet rides. It's your money he's burning. It's your fuel he's using to fund his lifestyle. This isn't a wealthy guy. 3 years ago, nothing. A few $1 million in the bank. And since then, he's now managed a way to steal people's money. This guy needs behind bars, and it just, you can get
Retirement rollovers, IRA/401ks, funneled into unregistered crypto pools.
This is crazy. He's going after retirement funds. He's stealing from mum and dad, aunties and uncles. This is what he's doing. People who have spent their whole lives working, this guy is trying to steal their money. He doesn't care about anyone except himself. It is utterly disgusting. This the black block thing just really
Fake independent audits from Black Block, which is a subsidiary.
How stupid is that? Matt Burke, independent auditor, who's linked to all three companies, doing an independent audit, and it's the dumbest audit ever. It's not even a proper audit. And he claims that 115% of investors' funds is safe at all times. So that means that everyone that's now asking for their money back, nobody has got their money back. And I know so many people that have requested to get their money back since I started this, and nobody has said, I've got my money back. There's no money left, guys. That's it. Everything you have invested is gone. Help us help you. Reach out to me. I'm easy. I'm very easy to contact. Danny@theheck.com. My phone number's on my website. I've got a form that you can fill out. Give us your intel. I am so proud of the people that have come forward who don't like what they've been seeing. Some people have been working on this for over 12 months with intel that we have been able to use and get this investigation heated up. We have even been told that some people who can't keep up with the intel that we have got going down at the moment. I think I'm getting carried away, but let's carry on to stay on Fergus.
Corporate shell games, dissolved in Florida, reincorporated in Wyoming the same day.
Can you imagine that? So 1,500 investors, just put this in your head if you can. 1,500 investors invested with Goliath Ventures, Inc., Florida. If you shut down a company, do your own research, that's it. The company is no longer allowed to exist. If you were an investor, did you get a new contract saying, hey guys, we're reopening in Wyoming. Please sign this document to say that you're okay with that. Because they've shut down the company that was doing the investment. The bookkeeper, a day before that happened, also shut down their company that had been going since 2019. We thought they were trying to cover up the books. This is amazing stuff. You can't make this shit. It reminds me of Gatsby. And here he is cruising around in a jet on the way to Munich. I presume it's Munich in Germany, to the beer fest to celebrate his birthday with your money. Do you want that to happen? Or do you want to help us stop this guy? I'm not like government. I'm a private investigator based in New Zealand, journalist more than investigator. Well, I investigate, but I'm an independent journalist. I report this stuff. I haven't seen anything on my desk like this since I've been going. This is just, you can't make this shit up. This is Netflix documentary style.
What clawbacks could look like if a federal court rules Goliath a Ponzi scheme, a bankruptcy trustee could.
Right, so this is what happens. So it's not going to be long before they go, Chris hasn't got any books. I know people who have demanded to even see the books. Investors have wanted to see the books. He refuses. He doesn't show. He won't hand over the books to anybody. The books don't exist.
Sue all net winners, even the small fry, to return their profits.
Yep. Unfortunately, guys, if you made money and you spend it, you'll need to pay it
Freeze
back.
bank accounts and crypto wallets to secure clawback assets.
Do you really want your bank account seized? Now, we know the banks he's been using, and we know that he's already had Eric fighting the banks to keep them down. He's had his accounts frozen in the past, and they've managed to re-establish them, whatever reason. So that tells you the banks don't like what he's doing. And we know he's not, we did a video yesterday explaining that he wasn't registered to handle currency.
Subpoena feeder funds like Wealth MD to trace payouts.
Yep. We need to go through all those companies that had other white labeled services he was offering. They were having minimum investments of $250,000 and they were offering 2% per money. They were basically using Goliath Ventures Inc. For the use of a better word, platform or system or investment opportunity, and white labeling it and offering it over here at more money with less interest and scooping a bit of money off on the way through. I bet you hope no one, I haven't actually had anyone actually come to us from Wealth MD. And if you have invested with Wealth MD, let me show you what you've signed up for, because you won't believe it.
Think you got out early? Think again.
Oh, right. The false sense of safety. It reminds me of a biblical thing, of your biblical false sense of security. That's what we've had here, but we've got a false sense of safety. This is how stupid it is. I just can't reiterate this.
Many Goliath investors believe they are safe because they withdrew funds before the collapse. They are not.
We've made that very blatantly clear, I hope.
Federal clawbacks can reach back years. Trustees often move faster than regulators. By the time the SEC files charges, the clawback lawsuits will already be landing in mailboxes.
Yeah, so if you've got the money and you're unsure and you want to protect yourself, because remember, we're here to help the investors. We don't want you losing your money. We know that you're here for investment. You were pitched something too good to be true. He is a professional scammer. He will convince you that it's all good. Look at me. I'm doing well. Well, I've got nothing to worry about. I don't know what he's saying. I can't think for him. But if you're concerned about the money that you've made and maybe you have got your money out, promise me we will find out who you are. Put that money to the side and don't spend it, because otherwise you'll be mortgaging yourself to get that money out. If it sounds too good to be true.
If you got more out of Goliath than you put in, that money was stolen from later victims. Courts will demand you hand it back.
They will. So what should investors do now? If you or your firm touched Goliath Ventures, Black Block, or Wealth MD, otherwise known as Wealth Management Doctors, money, stop reinvesting. Freeze all new capital ties to this entity. Preserve records or deposits, withdrawals, and communications. Get legal counsel. Hire yourself a lawyer, for God's sake. And don't just hire anyone. Hire one that understands Ponzi, clawback, and bankrupt law. Prepare liquidity. Yes, you may need to return your profits. So sell that new car. Don't shoot the messenger. We're just helping you. Oh, here we go again. We've got 48 laws in the chat room. Only got one person in the chat room at the moment. And this is obviously somebody who's an investor trying to save their bacon. What have you got to say? We'll put your wee words across the screen for you. SEC does not oversee crypto activities. Fact check yourself. Okay, mate. Oh my God, is that it? Really? I mean, it's so funny. You got people in here. Well, I've got other people watching, but only one chatter. Well, I'll leave your comment there for you, mate. I'll make your day in paradise. So are you alleging that he was a security and he could do trading with people's money? Is that what you're insinuating? I mean, come on. Okay, bottom line. Let's read this one.
Goliath Ventures didn't just build a house of cards. It built a trap.
Yes, it did. And now it's been sprung by the thing.
And that trap hasn't even sprung yet.
Hey, Marie, nice to see you here. I remember you. Are you doing all right?
Investors who think they won may soon discover they are footing the bill for everyone else's losses. When clawbacks begin, it won't matter if you are innocent.
No, it won't. It doesn't matter what circumstances you come up with. If you've made a profit or if you've lost your principal, we want to hear from you. But if you made a profit, we also want to hear from you, and we'll tell you how to give your money back to the authorities. And we can put you in touch with the Homeland Security team that is working on this. Just reach out to us and we'll give you the details. Once we verify who you are and what you're doing, we'll pass on the details to the investigative team and we'll help get your money back. But don't muck around. If you want to get your money back, you'll need to tell us who you are, how much you invested, and then we can put that onto the authority. And also, everything's confidential. Promise you, give us your phone number, your email address, so we can contact you and I'll put you in touch with the right people.
It will only matter that you got paid.
Yeah. Hopefully you got paid.
So if I was a victim of the Goliath Ventures Inc. Chris Delgado Ponzi scheme, what would I do? I'd withdraw my principal and not a cent more, and I'd take the L. If you've withdrawn more than your principal and are playing with house money, I'd take that money and not spend it and hold it in some sequestered account.
Yeah, keep the money secure because you're actually handling other people's money. This is, hey, Jason, is that you in the room there? Hey, Jason, is that you there, mate? Have we got the photo right today? So we finally figured out who Jason is, and he's probably 48 law of power. And Jason is meant to be making $1 million commissions a week, or is it a month? I think it's a month or a week. I can't remember. You tell us. Yeah, I'm not telling you, mate, who's going to put you in handcuffs. But if this is what you want to do, get in here and have a go at me while we're exposing a big scammer. You've got no proof that he's not a scammer, and you're in here taunting me and telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, which is quite breathtaking, really. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. And if we have a look at his what do we call it? Let's go to his channel. So this is I was quite surprised that you've actually had this throwaway account for a year or something, wasn't it? So the 12th of June, 2024. Is there other YouTubers that are exposing him? I can't even get that down to the right size. So there you go there. Yeah, so you can't see it was behind my head. So you're a faceless person putting comments in the chat room. And the reality is you're hiding behind a name because you're too scared to use your own name, but you're quite happy to sit in here having a go at me, saying I don't know what I'm talking about. And what are you actually doing about it all? That's the question, isn't it? So just to go through some of the blogs that we've previously done, if you go into the description of this video, you'll actually find this very blog that I'm looking at on the screen here at the moment. So the first thing that got our attention is Christopher. We looked at their contract, and their contract basically said that your money was 100% guaranteed and the principals are all guaranteed and you can't lose. And in that same contract, they contradicted themselves by saying that if anything shady goes on, they could lock down all the funds and they'd be closed for 90 days. Not my words, their contract. Part 3, we managed to read the letter that was produced by their independent auditor. And their independent auditor was Matt Burks. But we found out that Matt Burks just happened to be associated with Goliath Ventures. He's on their homepage of the website as the independent auditor. But he's also, I think, the CEO of BlackBlock, well, it could be Wealth Management, one of the two, and also a founder of one or the other. So he was overlapping in all three companies. And as I said earlier, BlackBlock and Wealth Management was actually reselling like the white labeled services that they had to offer. And then the next one is Christopher came back and said that we were publishing a smear campaign, which I don't know why the hell somebody in the bottom of the planet in New Zealand, like me, would suddenly go after Chris for no reason, just to smear his wonderful name, which we had a podcast the other day where Chris was in it. And the guy that was running the podcast said he's asked around and he's asked everybody, and they couldn't say anything nice about Chris, was his exact words, which is crazy. But go listen to that podcast. It was on one of my videos. So in here, we answered that. We got a 10-page, what did we have? I think we got a 10-page cease and desist letter, which I've had one of the best lawyers in America have a look at. And he said he couldn't believe how poorly it was done. So sorry, Eric, if you were the person that put your name on that. Didn't remember seeing the name there. It was just Eric from GoliathVenturesinc.com. And that was the dumbest cease and desist letter. I've got a wall of them over here on my wall of all the cease and desist letters I've received since I've been doing this for the last 5 years. And yours one's at the top of the list of stupidity. This is my opinion. I've got everything I've got the receipts, and it's open source intelligence. As I said in my other videos, this guy has fallen on his own sword. His own, the 20 newsletters that he sent out to his investors, we have all those. All the PDFs that people have signed, we have all those. Any correspondence, we have everything. All the correspondence, basically, he's fallen on his own sword. We've even received what we call propaganda stuff to mislead us, which you'll never know about because we're not going to publicise it. Anyway, so he accused us of running a smear campaign, and also the fact that I was jealous. Really? That's the best you can do? Right, and then we had the vanishing bookkeeper, Nadia Bringas, who, as we said, she shut down her company a day before Christopher Delgado shut down Goliath Ventures. Then we encourage people to pool their money while you can. because you won't be able to do it. Now it's getting past the point where we realize that no one has been able to get their money out since we've done this. If you've got your money out, let us know, because nobody has said they've got their money out. We've got people who are telling us they've requested to have their money out, and Alex has been talking to them, and they said not a problem, but no money has turned up. So if you want to put your money where your mouth is, Chris, return people's money. And if you return too much money than they originally put in, then those people need to be aware that that could be clawed back at any time. Even if I'm not Jason, I live in New Zealand. Oh my God, do you? Oh my God, live in New Zealand, my ass. Trying to intimidate, are we? Is that what we're doing? Oh, look at that. And there's the latest article that I've just done here. So just to give you more of a heads up, I think that was me. So all my information is open source intelligence. Everything I claim is basically publicly available, public records, archive web pages, corporate filings, domain data, social media activity, even blockchain transactions where I get my information from. So don't shoot the messenger. It's all out there on social media. It's not rocket science. So this guy reckons he's in New Zealand. Well, that's going to be good. Won't we go out for a cup of tea then, eh? So this is where they were all plotting the meeting. And I think I have another one which we just figured out. I think we've got everybody as well. And I think I will bring that up. So that's not going to be hard to bring up. We're going to go Canva and we will go here. So this is my image that we created today for this thing. So we've got someone who looks like a rapper doing a tug of war with two men in black. It was quite good. There was Chris yesterday looking very sheepish when we explained that he didn't have a license, no registration. This is the photo that I just showed you. And this is the one here that we've now got everybody in, even Kat. Apparently, Chris accused her father of stealing a watch. And that was how they left a bad taste in her mouth. And I don't even want to go down that track. But these are all the people on the plane. This was in February 2023. So you can see other pictures. We've also seen stroke of success. He messaged us and then he cowardly took the message out, didn't want to message us. So we investigated him. We think he's heavily involved, and we've also sent him a letter asking him for what involvement he has. He's decided to ghost us, so we're after him. We've got people out here, stop telling lies. I'm not jealous. That was my sign. Show us the proof. There's no proof. Ponzi, refund now. Serious fraud officers investigating, and here I am taking the names of everyone doing that. So we also did a video naming and shaming all the people involved. Well, we weren't really naming and shaming. To be honest, what we're doing is showing, I think we have the next photo here. So these are all the people that are persons of interest that we've gathered. And this was after I received the cease and desist letter from the lawyer, which is crazy. And these are more. So we found everybody. It's been very good. So this is me all dressed up as in the uniform. And then obviously that's a different scam. This is where I think the fourth or the fifth blog that we did, I did ask ChatGPT to help me create an image where I'm screwing down the last of the, we thought this would bury him. Here he is being fully exposed with his jet parked outside. This is where we went through the meeting, the secret meeting that only 40 people had seen on the video. And we found this video that showed him educating people how to avoid elderly abuse complaints, how everyone had to set up their own independent company to continue working with him. In here they was talking about the terminology to use when talking to people, what to say, what not to say, and hype up the fact that they have given out $100 million worth of dividends to investors. So these are all the sort of stuff that we hear. There's Chris, the man of the moment, with his white. We have been told that he may actually have about $4 million worth of vehicles in his place. I don't know if I can verify that. You'll need to do your own research. I have been told he's got he gets his cars pimped out. We also have heard that he's got 2 Rolls Royces, a Lamborghini, and a few other cars. Good on you, Chris. You know how to spend people's money. And this was the first video I did where we talked about the House of Cards. So that's basically how that one works. So pretty good stuff. So 48 laws of power. Well, faceless people, welcome to the chat. But I think we've done our job. Now, just to reiterate, what we are actually asking you guys to do is come to the website. I'll put this back at 100% so it fits the screen, and hold your mouse over the contact us, click the contact us, make an appointment with me if you like. Along the top of my website, we've got all the social media here, and you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can message me on, what do they call it, X, and Telegram or WhatsApp. What else have we got? We even got Reddit posts. Reddit's been something that's been quite good for us getting the word out there. So do check us out on Reddit. You can find all our social media. Communicate with me anonymously if you like. If you send me an anonymous message, I can reply to you and give you my Signal address, which I don't publicise. And by all means, we would love to hear from you. So that's me for today. I don't know how to express things any more than we are working for the investors. So we're talking to you. You invested. That's okay. You got pitched an opportunity of a lifetime and you invested. Nothing wrong with that. But if you've made more than your principal back, well, you'll need to put that to the side. It's not rocket science. That money isn't yours. It will get clawed back by the government once this gets done in court for being a Ponzi scheme. Is it a Ponzi scheme? Well, if not, you need to go back and watch my other 7 videos. Remember, these guys don't have any licenses. Remember, Christopher Diego has shut down Goliath Ventures, Inc. in Florida. So any business dealings, any paperwork that you have, if you signed up before the 3rd of September, that's it. He should have notified you that he shut down that company. So that means that everyone that's shut down in that company would have need to renegotiate a new deal or transfer the liability to the new company in Wyoming. Now ask yourself the other question. Why has he moved it to Wyoming? Every time I'm busting a scam, all the scammers think that if they have an LLC registered in Wyoming, they're safe. It's like Cayman Islands or the British Columbia, wherever they set these companies up, it's just so that they can be slacker and they're not so liable. He should have told people that he was shutting down the company. What notice did you get? We thought he'd shut down the company and he's off. He's a flight risk. And if we can do anything about it, we're going to stop him. But anyway, let's have a happy birthday to Christopher, whose birthday's on the 18th. And he's on the way to Germany. And he's in a Learjet that you've paid for. Do you really want to wish him happy birthday? See you in the next video, guys.